All right, welcome back to the Sports Wrap, joined now by Nick Friar, Red Sox writer at CSNE.com. Thanks for coming in. We're going to start with Jackie Bradley Jr. This hit streak has been so amazing, and we've seen it was kind of like a cute thing to begin with, and now we're seeing pitchers really attack him differently, show him a lot of respect, and he's even moving up the order. He was in the 9-hole, and he was bumped up a little bit.
Well, he has to move up in the order because now they're pitching around him because there's no one behind him to protect him. So they had to have Travis Shaw this weekend trying and working on that and making pitchers pitch to him more, give him more opportunities. And that's the big thing right now is they're working around Jackie. They're afraid. They don't want to let him. They don't want to be the guy that helps extend his streak. So now he has to adjust. Late in games, he's starting to get those hits now. But we're starting to see the real Jackie. Seeing him make adjustments and work with the pitchers are giving him.
Now, when you talk about Jackie Bradley Jr., Xander Bogaerts, and Mookie Betts, do you think this is a threesome that Red Sox fans can maybe count on for the next decade?
Absolutely. They're all different, too. You got Betts, who's a leadoff hitter, but surprisingly a very powerful leadoff hitter. His hands are so fast. And John Farrell was talking about the other day, him and Xander Bogaerts. The real nice thing about Xander is when you watch him, he looks like he gets fooled once in a while. You'll see him and he's lunging, he's out in front of pitches. But he does a really good job of keeping his hands back. And because his hands are so fast, he's still able to drive the ball. And he's constantly in the middle of these rallies. We're all talking about David Ortiz and all the theatrics that he's put on. Xander's getting on in front of him every single time. And that's how Poppy's getting all those RBIs. If you look at it, Xander's the one who's scoring most of the time. And then Jackie, his fielding is very reliable. And now we're starting to see him become a legitimate hitter.
It's funny, when the Indians were in town, Terry Francona, who has been on the right side of all those David Ortiz memories, his guys were pitching to Ortiz, making him pay. Is anyone going to learn? At what point does Ortiz maybe get the Bryce Harper treatment and start getting a ton of intentional walks?
It's got to happen at some point, but they're definitely trying to intentionally walk him.
Okay.
Because there's one pitch specifically that I remember. Ortiz drove to the right center gap on Sunday, and it was a pitch down and away. It was a good pitch. It's almost impossible to pitch to him right now. He's just so locked in. Like Terry said, it seems like he's playing softball right now. It's slow pitch softball.
Let's go back to Saturday's outing with Joe Kelly. I don't think anyone knew what to expect coming back from the DL. A no-hitter into the 7th. Do you think he'll be able to keep this up, and how pleased are the Red Sox with that performance?
What was nice about Kelly is he wasn't overthrowing a lot of time. And then in his bad inning, when we talked about Buchholz has been an issue for him. Kelly had a bad inning where he was still throwing that no-hitter, but then walked through guys, he worked out of it. That is a great sign right there, because when he's at his worst, he was still able to get out of a jam, work through it. And that was one thing that Farrell liked about him a lot, is he was working at jams. He wasn't overthrowing. Yes, he did get the ball to like 98, 97. He was throwing hard, but a lot of time he was sitting 94, relying on that movement and hitting spots better. That's when he's at his best. He has a live enough arm that he can take off the gas a little bit and still throw 94 with crazy movement.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you're in this clubhouse a lot through CSNE. Just give me from a vibe standpoint. We've seen in championship years past, 04, 7, 13, it's always been close, cohesive groups. Do you get that from this group?
Absolutely. They're all complimenting each other. It's funny. You talk to Rick Porcello. He's talking about Jackie Bradley. He's talking about Mookie, the defense. Poppy can't say enough about the young guys. You got Jackie Bradley saying how he's not going to let David Ortiz beat him even when David Ortiz is 100. They just love to joke around about it. They're so happy with how they've been playing. And I mean, everybody's contributing in some way or another. And I think that's why they're having so much success.
And one of John Farrell's strengths as a manager is kind of managing a clubhouse. So do you think maybe that plays to his strength, is that the clubhouse is so cohesive right now and no one's really complaining about playing time or anything?
Absolutely. That's why when everybody was questioning Farrell, I wasn't, because Farrell is a player's manager. He takes the criticism that everybody's giving, he puts it on himself, and he is able to let the players just play and let them think about it. Yes, they're going to get questioned from us, and it's going to happen. It's part of their job.
Right.
But Farrell does his best to take that criticism himself, and he does a great job with it.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. Nick Friar will be reading you on CSNE.com and at NG Friar on Twitter, talking Red Sox every week here on the Sports Wrap. Much more from the show coming up right after this.